I got into Twitter about a couple of years ago. I don't know the specific date. Must be two and a half years ago I would have started using Twitter. I'm not the most technologically savvy person. Yeah, I do rely on technology, but I'm not very technologically savvy. I think the primary reason of me coming to Twitter was to follow the headline news of the various news agencies. That's what I still primarily use it for. It's very useful for me. I follow, including the Hindu, I follow the Hindu as well. I follow all major news channels in India, and I also follow some international channels. I also follow international newspapers and particularly sports, particularly relating to tennis. So it gives you an instant updates of news, and so that is my primary reason of taking on to Twitter. And of course I use Twitter to comment once in a while, but most of my comments, if anybody reads my tweets, will realize it's about tennis. I know it's not that I don't want to comment about politics. There are issues in which I comment about, but tennis is a big passion. It's a big part of my life. It's been a part of my life for over 31 years. So I started playing tennis when I was 10, and I'm completely hooked to the sport. So I am also very involved with the development and the organization of tennis right now. So I use it as a platform, but I don't think it's necessary to comment about everything all the time and on every platform. So yeah, sometimes I might comment on there's no compulsive reason on why I don't comment, but I don't think it's necessary for me to comment on all issues in all platforms. Normally I don't reply to people on Twitter. Normally I don't. I leave it at my comment. I don't generally reply to queries on Twitter. Let me explain that. I think that there has been a lot of, when this story broke out, I was away from the country, and I know that there's been a lot of views and counter views about it. Let me explain this a little clearly. This particular person is not a regular tweeter. He does not tweet about everything and anything on a regular basis. He made a specific tweet about me after a 78-day break. In the 78-day period, he has not tweeted once about anything. He has never made a single tweet on any issue. After the 78-day break, he makes one and only one tweet, and that tweet is specifically about me. And anybody who understands the English language and who can read that tweet will clearly understand, and will clearly understand that he is implying that I am corrupt in that tweet. He is not an innocent bystander. He belongs to an organization called IAC. The IAC is now political and clearly has an agenda. IAC made allegations against a particular person, and that person has denied those allegations. This man tweets about me, connecting me or comparing me to the other allegation made by this organization. So I thought this was a clearly motivated tweet. It was not some innocent tweet made in the passing, some comment was there. So I decided to do the right thing. I filed a complaint with the police, which I am legitimately entitled to do. I did not send goons to his house. I did not abuse him back. I did not threaten him. I did not do anything outside the ambit of the law. As a citizen of this country who felt aggrieved by a comment in a public platform, I did the absolutely right thing in making a complaint. And the complaint was taken, and they used the law which is available to take possible action. Whether the law is draconian, whether the law was applied rightly, those are things which the judiciary and other forums will decide. It's not for me to decide. But let us also be very clear. This is not the first time. This is not the first or only time in India where somebody has been hauled up for a tweet. In Tamil Nadu, there has been a much publicized case of people who have harassed a singer, who have been pulled up and who have been booked under the same section. Even in other parts of the world, people have been booked and pulled up for malicious tweeting. In England, a person has been arrested for making a malicious tweet against an Olympian. In America, a passenger in an airline was arrested for making a tweet which alluded to terrorism. In Malaysia, a tweeter was pulled up for making defamatory comments on Twitter. In why Mr. Lalit Modi, Chris Kane's case also emanates from a tweet. So this is not the first instance where somebody has been pulled up for a tweet. I did the right thing in making a police complaint, and the police took cognizance of the complaint and acted upon it. It's now in the hands of the judges to decide how to take this forward. So to use this as an assault on free speech is actually completely misplaced. People must understand that free speech comes with reasonable restrictions. What you say in private cannot be said in public. And please understand, the electronic forum, particularly for social media, is also media. The same restraint which one uses in media must also apply to social media. And social and public platforms, there are certain protocols which one must follow. One can't hide behind the garb of free speech and get away by saying anything they want. I take serious offense to the comment made by this particular tweeter, which was malicious, clearly directed at me, and clearly questioned my integrity. And I take offense to that, and hence I made a complaint to the police. That is a call I must take. I'm not a vexatious litigant. I have a life to live. I can't. I know there are many people in this country who cherish going to court and filing cases against people and all that. But I will take a call as and when it happens. I mean, it's my right to ignore. It's also my right to take cognizance of it. I will take a call as and when things happen. But it must be said that there has to be moderation and there has to be restraint in public forums when people comment about others. The Congress party is very free. In fact, that is one of the greatest strengths of the Congress party. Multiple points of view are allowed within the party. We are not a party which stifles public comment. There is no real restriction on making comments on any platform. But of course, if you make a comment or espouse a view which is contrary to the party line, the party will disown with you. The party is not bound by the views of all its members. The members are free to air their views, but that does not necessarily make it the official view of the party. My father is not a great fan of social media. He does not. In fact, he doesn't even have an email account. So he's not very technologically savvy. He does not take tweeting very seriously, and he thinks that my tweeting can also be avoided.